Today's video is brought to you by our friends over at Manscaped, who are here to remind you that Valentine's Day is about to come up. Ladies and gentlemen, if you got a significant other, you owe it to yourself to get the 5.0 Ultra. You hear that, baby whir? Now, before your significant other has to deal with the forest down there, get the Lawnmower 5.0, which has skin-safe technology that is sharper than Cupid's arrow, but tender like a lover's caress. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's got interchangeable blade heads, an upgraded trimmer blade, and an interchangeable foil blade for enhanced performance. The trimmer blade features longer, wider, rounded teeth that cut through hair with ease. Then the foil blade comes in to fill in the gaps that the trimmer blade couldn't, and it makes your date night very, very smooth in more ways than one. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, its peak versatility can handle any terrain, whether you're going for that super clean look or you're just trimming up the hedges a little bit. The Lawnmower 5.0 has an upgraded LED with, ladies and gentlemen, multiple different actual warm temperatures, cold temperatures, for various diverse skin tones. And it's waterproof too, so you can sit in the shower and in the dark at the same time. But hold on, there's more! Of course, ladies and gentlemen, maximize the value with the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra, so you get the Weed Whacker 2.0, the Crop Soother, the Crop Preserver, and the Shed Travel Bag with the Boxer 2.0. Join over 10 million men worldwide and use our code SOG. And get 20% off and free international shipping. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure your balls will thank you. And not just your balls, but also your date. Hello guys and gals, me Mudahar, and the only type of inflation I like in this world is Sonic inflation. That's about it, ladies and gentlemen. Today I want to talk about a game that I am very much waiting for, like many other, very much anticipated for. And as you all know, one of my favorite gaming franchise, in fact at this point, my favorite gaming franchise, even superseding Metal Gear, basically anything I fell in love with, is Yakuza, okay? You know, years ago I missed a flight to Japan and I was like, you know what, I'm homesick, I'm gonna stay back, alright, I'm just not gonna go to places. There was a very weird moment of my life and I decided, you know what I'm gonna do with a week off? I'm gonna buy Yakuza 0, because I watched an Angry Joe review and I was like, you know what? This guy's selling me on the idea of walking around digital Japan, getting into a street fight every 5 seconds. So I bought Yakuza 0, and ladies and gentlemen, it was that moment, okay, I fell in love with one of my favorite gaming franchises, if not my most favorite one at this point. So I played through Yakuza 0, I played through Yakuza 1, Kiwami. Yes, that means the PS2 game and the remake, okay? Yeah, I played the game with Mark Hamill.
What do you want me to do with this brick? We gotta make up for this. Ow! I should kill you. Stupid!
I played through Yakuza 2 on the PS2, then the remake, 3, 4, 5, 6, played through Like a Dragon, all the spin-offs. I even played Judgment and Lost Judgment, and you know what? I would play through them over and over and over again, because these are just amazing games. But that doesn't mean that I turn a blind eye to terrible behavior. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who haven't been following, apparently Yakuza Infinite Wealth actually paywalls an entire game mode behind an upgrade to the base game, okay? So let's talk about inflation like in the beginning. Things are getting more expensive, okay? Video games are getting costly. The prices have jumped up, and Yakuza is no slouch to it. You want to go on Steam and buy this game? $90 Canadian. That's just the base price. Do you want to get the deluxe edition? $109. Do you want the ultimate edition? Better pay up, cuckold. $145. Now, of course, that's pretty pricey for a video game, and so I decided to see maybe there's got to be some big differences between this. So here is the standard chart for this game franchise. Now, if you buy the standard $90 Poverty Edition, apparently, you get nothing. You get the game, and at least you get that. But of course, if you pay up for the deluxe edition, you get a few more goodies. And this is where a few astute viewers were a little bit, you know, questioning of what Sega was basically paywalling. So explore a bonus dungeon. Oh, that's great. I love when bonus content just gets locked off. Now, I'm sure this might be small, meaningless content, but if it's a giant chunk of a game that they just kind of sliced off and popped into the side, then I'm going to be a little more angrier. Of course, get special Sujimon. So yeah, you get a few extra, items. And this is the thing about deluxe editions. You pay to basically, skip some of the grind or pay to make the game a little bit easier. But then, of course, you've got some resort guests, outfits. But here's the important part. Fucking New Game Plus! You're putting an entire game mode behind a paywall? Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to modern gaming, where it's not just, here's a few items, you got a little FOMO, you're missing out on some bikinis and outfits, now you're missing out on a whole game mode, or at least that's tied back behind like a $10, $15 upgrade. Imagine paying $15 on top of the base game just to get a feature that was already in most of these games to begin with, okay? One of my favorite part about Yakuza games is going through the grind, putting in New Game Plus, and beating the living shit out of everything in one punch right from the beginning, okay? Yeah, that's locked behind a paywall at this point and shouldn't really shock me. It is Sega, after all. For all the goodwill they generate, obviously they come out and slap you in the dick every once in a while. Now, if you happen to be an idiot and buy the $150 edition, well, you can customize your party's look with outfit and swimwear. Yeah, you're gonna pay that much for some digital bikinis? What's wrong with you? But of course, you get legendary Sujimon and special boosters. You are literally paying to make the game easier. You're just cutting down on the grind, okay? That's all. It's a microtransaction. Increase your in-game playlist with classic karaoke tracks. Dog, just put on YouTube and play the music on the side. You don't gotta pay double the price of the game in order to get some extra songs. But of course, the thing about pre-order bonuses is we can complain about them, but the grand majority of people just spend the extra few bucks and get access to it. That's pretty much how Mafia works these days. Now, this wasn't the first time that Sega decided to do this kind of dog shit. If you were a Japanese player, you might remember Yakuza Like a Dragon. Now, for us living here, obviously, we enjoyed that game, but for the Japanese people, they enjoyed it until they got to the New Game Plus part, where back in the day they said, hey, this includes the Whereabouts of Light and Darkness, paid additional DLC, replay expansion pack. So I just found out that they actually made a paid DLC to replay the game. So hey, do you want a strong and new game game round and a higher difficulty mode limited to that second round? Well, you better pay for it. Why are we okay with game companies and game publishers locking behind fucking difficulty modes on a paywall? Back in the PS2 days, I'm not even joking, getting a harder difficulty was actually an unlock. You finish the game on normal and then it says, hey buddy, how about you try it on hard? We're gonna make this testicle crunching at this, but we're gonna put your balls in a vice grip. But that was part of the fun. You felt like you got double the game. Now you gotta spend extra money to even add a basic functionality to the game to begin with. Now, again, this is Sega testing the waters, and apparently, I guess it just worked real well with Japanese players because they decided to bring this shit internationally, okay? Now, there was actually some users who were concerned about this. One of them went on Sega's chatbot and asked, hey, good day, Sega. I would just like to ask for a clarification if the implied teasers on Infinite Wealth mean that we need the Deluxe Edition with the Master Vacation Pack to play New Game Plus. This is just somebody asking, like, maybe this is a localization error, okay? Maybe it got lost in translation. No, Anna decides to come in and kick you right in the dick and say, hello, blank. Thank you for contacting Sega support and your patience in this case. I have checked back and can confirm that the New Game Plus function is indeed only available if you pay extra money. Yeah, this is a paid downloadable content that just does very little. Again, a very basic feature that the company decided to chop out and put back. Now, look, you might sound like I'm making a big deal out of it, but at the end of the day, I think one of the best comments that I've read in regards to this and sort of like the I guess you could say, the indifference to it is this. One user types, let's see, Yakuza 0, the most popular title of this is, according to PSN profiles, only 45% of players completed the game for the first time, and 4.5% completed the X hard difficulty. So you and a couple of your friends are definitely a minority here. Somebody was asking, this seems like bullshit. Why not give me the game feature that came with the game anyways, or always? Life is too short to replay games, in my honest opinion. Yeah, that's the thing about your opinion. You people just keep it to themselves. Simple as that, okay? That's just how life works. Unless you are a school student without problems and nothing better to do. Here you go. I just like playing good games, okay? I just like playing games that I enjoy. You think I play 100 games a year? Fuck no. I play like 5 or 6 that I enjoy. You think I waste time playing every slop that comes out of a AAA studio? The only games that I honestly could say that I was super excited for this year was this game and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Both of them are shooting their loads out beginning of the year. After that, whatever comes out and grabs my fancy, maybe I might buy it, maybe I won't. Doesn't really matter. Now, at the end of the day, does this mean that I won't buy Infinite Wealth? Obviously, I'm buying this because I want to enjoy the story. Does this mean that I'm going to go out of my way to buy the deluxe edition or these, enhanced editions in order to get access to this? Obviously not, okay? That's insanity. But again, ladies and gentlemen, the only reason this shit works is because people end up paying for it. Now, one of the concerns I always have is ownership of this stuff. Because these people put it on DLC, the problem is when you buy a physical edition of a game, all right, and this is a bad example, this is Anthem, okay, this might as well be a venereal disease that you put into your console. But again, usually when you buy a game and it comes with like DLC or deluxe editions, they usually give you the disc with the game on it, but then they give you the stupid toilet paper that you like wipe your asshole with, and it comes with a code on the back, which comes with that content. So at the end of the day, all right, when the servers go down, which they will, you lose access to your content, okay? You basically buy the basic edition and the extra content is literally locked onto a server, which is one problem. That it's not like they print the discs differently. It's the same shitty disc with a piece of toilet paper attached. And that's a big problem that I actually have in regards to, again, ownership and preserving the game. It's one of the reasons why a lot of these games that come out recently, like Alan Wake 2, which don't have actual physical copies for some goddamn reason, yes, those are games that are actually not preserved unless they get cracked by hackers and whatnot. But it's a whole different story. Now, looking into this, beyond just Yakuza, Ubisoft came into the whole news a few days ago, and yes, I do want to cover this. There was actually an article and like sort of a quote where the Ubisoft was talking about their subscription service, Ubisoft Plus, which of course every gaming company has to have a fucking subscription service these days. Oh, not enough Game Pass? You want to get some EA? You want to get some Ubisoft Plus? You want to get some PlayStation Plus? So many goddamn pluses going on, it's like a fucking math equation when I'm buying games! Anyways, Ubisoft Plus comes out with a subscription, and again, one of the things they talk about, and this is a quote from them where it actually says, when we look at how gamers engage with our different games, we see that our back catalog is very active. So we saw an opportunity to offer these worlds to our consumers for a lower fee. Now the quote here, and I'm going to read it all before I dissect every part of it, one of the things we saw is that gamers are used to, a little bit like DVD, having and owning their games. That's the consumer shift that needs to happen. They got comfortable not owning their CD collection or DVD collection. That's a transformation that's a bit slower to happen. As gamers grow comfortable in that aspect, you don't lose your progress. If you resume your game at another time, your progress file is still there. That's not been deleted. You don't lose what you've built in the game or your engagement with the game. So it's about feeling comfortable with not owning your game. Yeah, I'm going to just stop right there, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, there should never be a consumer shift on people being okay with not owning their products, okay? Now look, obviously the quote here is talking about subscription services, and I'm not here to just blame Ubisoft. It's actually the entire industry. Whether you buy Game Pass, Ubisoft Plus, PlayStation Plus, subscription services are convenient, and for the average person who doesn't care about owning games, which is a lot of people, yes, subscription services are great. Pay like $20 a month and get access to 100 games. But if you're somebody that believes in ownership, you're going to be a minority of individuals that buy things like vinyls, actual Blu-rays for movies that you really enjoy. And for me as a gamer, I enjoy buying physical copies to preserve the titles that I like. I like Middle Earth Shadow of War, okay? I don't know why I went Mordor here. I mean, it is Mordor, but Shadow of War is a great game. I bought the definitive edition because it actually comes with the data disc, the play disc, and again, this includes all the DLC released for this game. I also wanted to buy a physical copy of Dark Souls 2. In fact, every FromSoft game I have physical copies for because it's full, complete on the disc, and I can play it without ever needing an internet connection or a patch. Same thing with games like The Ascent, which is a great title. I bought it physically, meaning that I can play this with me and a few friends all through couch co-op. This is the type of stuff I like to buy because I actually own these games. I can play them without an internet connection, put this into my PlayStation, and just play right from the disc. That is actually owning your games. And obviously, I might be in the minority of people that enjoy doing that shit, but I think most gamers actually like owning their stuff. If you buy a video game for like $60, now it's $90, you should be owning your game. It's important to own your titles. Look, video games are in a weird place where the gaming industry is very much trying to kill physical ownership. Again, I mentioned games like Alan Wake 2, but I'll extend it even further. Games like Starfield, games like Halo Infinite, games like Forza Horizon 5 have physical copies that are completely incomplete, meaning you need an internet connection to use them in the first place. So you buy these games for full price, and you don't even have the complete 1.0 version sitting on the disc anymore, at least primarily for these Microsoft games. Even for things like DLC, I wanted to buy Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition for PlayStation. Turns out, for some fucking weird reason, the PlayStation version ships with the DLC on a toilet paper leaflet. Whereas if you buy the Xbox version, surprisingly, they have all of the content on the disc and you don't need the internet to ever access it. Look, owning your games and getting physical copies that are complete very recently can be somewhat of a crapshoot, but we are in a stage where physical discs still exist. You can buy these games and play them day in and out without any internet connection. And I hope to God the industry doesn't shift in a place where like 10 years in the future, we're all completely digital. Like I said, the day we lose full ownership of our video games, I'm done, okay? Like at that point, I have so much of a backlog from the PlayStation 1, all the way back to the SNES days, I might as well just clear that until I'm meeting God at the pearly gates, okay? Or wherever I'm destined to go, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, gaming is in a weird spot. We're in a place where the actual AAA industry is, again, increasing prices, which makes sense, inflation and whatnot, whether that be of the Sonic variety or whatever. But we're getting to a point where basic game modes, basic features are locked out, and at this point, there are actually industry heads that want a climate shift and want gamers to start actually being okay with not having access to their titles, sticking with subscription services, and hopefully, after 10 years, when the poison is slowly inserted into the veins, getting rid of all of this stuff completely. Look, this isn't a good way for the industry to go. Owning your games and making sure that you have basic features present as a full experience is fine. Look, nothing stops the industry from going back to like making proper expansion packs. Like Phantom Liberty for Cyberpunk just came out. I'm comfortable paying $40 for actual tangible gameplay. I'm not comfortable paying around half of that price for a game mode. That's brain dead. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think in the comment section below. This is me, Mutahar, and if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike it. I am out.